So hello everyone, welcome to this another video of this channel. I'm Abhishek Verma and you are watching Spring Basics with Spring Boot series. In today's video, we will see how to enhance the Spring Boot project which we created in the last video. How to implement owner service, owner repository and all other concepts which we have learned till now and how to utilize it. Believe me, you will find it very interesting. So let's directly start with the coding. So today let's directly start with our IDE here. So as you can see, we are having demo 7 and the goal for today is very simple. We just want to convert this demo 7, or what we will do is we will copy this demo 7, we'll make a demo 8 and then there we will try to have all our things as owner service, owner repository and everything step by step. Yeah. Now, although it's not a good practice to copy paste the things, but since you know that I just need to make demos for you, for me it is simple. Otherwise, whenever you are making demo, the best possible way is that you always start from scratch. Either you start from the Spring Initializer or you start from this particular Spring Initializer which is available in STS. But for me, I hope this is fine as of now. So what I'll do is I'll copy this and here I'll paste. Okay, I'll make this demo 8. By this way, you will also understand that generally if somehow you need to copy paste the things, then how you need to do. Okay, so this. Now you will feel that okay, now I have created demo 8, but that's not the case. Okay, what you need to do is you need to go here and here also you need to update in the artifact ID and in the name. So carefully update these things here also. Otherwise what will happen is you will see the jar name is not the same what you want, or the different details are not working fine. So that can happen. So always come to your pom.xml and update it. Yeah. So now you see I'm just having this Spring Boot starter as always, which I told you is required in order to make the very basic Spring Boot application. Now after updating it, again as a good practice, update your project. Okay, so even if there is no any new additional dependency, but since we have updated the details, so let's update it. Yeah, so now this is also working fine for us. Now what? So in the application.properties file, you remember I removed that extra line. Today also we don't need to do anything with it, so let's close it. In SRC test Java, we don't want any test class, so let it be there. In this particular one, I'm having this particular class. Okay, so what we will do is I'm not going to use this class. Instead, let me copy the things from some previous demo. Okay, so let me go to this demo number 5. Okay, so let's go to demo number 5 because in demo 6 you remember we were having primary qualifier. So I want to start it with a very simple example here. So I'll go here and what I'll do is I'll copy this repository first of all and I'll try to paste it here. Okay, so you see repository got pasted. So try to paste the complete thing so that it is easier for you. Okay, so the repository is available to me and let me try to paste this repository IMPL. So yeah, that is also available to me and again it's a very basic class. So that is done. Then let me go to this service and let me add it here. Okay, so again this is available to me, so this is also looking good guys, and let me go to this service IMPL and yeah, this is also looking good to me guys. Yeah, now let's go to this main class and here let's copy this demo. Okay, so as of now you remember we were having something like this here. Okay, but let's delete it completely and what we will do is before deleting copy. Okay, so first copy and then you delete. So now I don't want this particular one. Yeah, so this way I have removed even that particular part also. Now after this, the next thing left is I want to have this config also. So let's copy this config. Now basically I don't need that class. Yeah, so this is the point guys, everything is same. First of all now you remember that last time I told you that we don't need this config anymore, we just need these two annotations. So instead of it, you just mention these annotations here and yeah, this will do your job. We basically don't need this config at all here guys. Yeah, and if that is the thing, then I'm told you that okay, then this is itself your configuration class and this is what the IOC container needs to load here. So this was the point and let's just do a Control-Shift-O guys. Yeah, another thing which I guess I missed last time is to tell you that whenever it's a Spring Boot project, you will see the word boot here. Okay, so this boot appears there. Now you can again start from here. So last time you remember we tried to start with Java application, Spring Boot app. With Java we saw it as black and white application. With Spring Boot we saw the colors also. So let's see whether it's working or not. So you see it is working here, guys. Okay, but the point is we are not seeing those kind of banners and those kind of things here. Why? Because here if you see we are using Spring Boot here, but we have started it in a Spring way because we are just learning the things. So hence we copied the code from the Spring which was getting used as it is, and then we just started it here. So when you are using it in a Spring way, then you won't see all those banners and everything. As of now, it is not a complete Spring Boot application. You need to start it in a Spring Boot way also. And for this, the trick is that let's try to understand it one by one. First of all, you see this particular one. Do we need it? This I guess we discussed last time also. We don't need because we are already in this particular package. Yeah. Now here you see these are the two annotations. This annotation tells it is a configuration class, and this annotation tells it is a component scan. Okay, that it can do the component scanning. Accordingly it will create the beans for you. But if you see this particular one, the demo 7, so there we were having only this annotation, Spring Boot application annotation, and it used to look like this. So what I'll do is I'll copy this and I'll replace these two. Okay, so let me just replace these two as of now. Yeah, you will get to know the reason why I have replaced these two and why not I'm using all the three. Now what we will do is we will go inside this Spring Boot application. Now on going inside this Spring Boot application, here you will see this indicates a configuration class that declares one or more beans. So basically the moment you say it is a Spring Boot application annotation, it also becomes a configuration class. Since it became a configuration class because of @configuration, you can create your beans here. Then this also triggers enable auto configuration, because you see this is the benefit of Spring Boot. Here we have the auto configuration feature. Auto configuration for what? So later on in future we will be having many more dependencies. We'll have the web dependency, database dependency, security dependency. So all for those dependencies things will be configured by default, whatever possible. Also, it will do the job of component scanning for you. So in short, what happens is the moment you add this particular thing, let me just go here. So the moment you add this particular thing, this is basically a sum of three annotations. Okay, that is, let me try to add here. So first of all, @configuration. Now since I'm commenting, so please pardon me if there is any spelling mistake here. Yeah, and then here we have this particular enable auto configuration. Okay, so this is the one, enable auto configuration. Only this is new for you. Otherwise this you have already seen till now, the same only. Okay, and the third one is this particular one, component scan. Okay, so that's why you see that I have replaced only these two annotations, component scan and configuration. I replaced it because within this annotation itself you get these two plus enable auto configuration, which is important to tell that okay, if you will add any dependency, it will do the required configuration for you automatically, guys. Okay, so that is the trick here. Yeah, so this is how the things are going to look like. Now you will say that okay Abhishek, now if since here itself the component scan and that is coming here, okay, so let me do one thing. Let me remove it from here and paste it here as a comment. Okay, so I'll keep this comment as it is as of now. Okay, so if now we are getting component scan here, and imagine that I want to scan any other package beside this, then what to do? Okay, so let's say we don't want to scan all the packages from this and beneath this. Instead we want to have some different root package, or I want to scan some completely different package. Then how to mention? Because I don't have component scan, so do I need to write it explicitly and then start? The answer is no. If you go within this, there is something like this particular variable, scan base packages. So in the component scan, we used to add the base packages or value. Here we have scan base packages. Again, it is taking your string array. Again, what a common mistake which people do is they make usage of this annotation and then they say component scan and they start writing the things. So that's again a wrong practice. Always go for the right practice.
use here only. Okay, if required, you can do it like this, scan base packages, and then you give your things in the braces. Okay, so that it comes in array here. But as of now, again, for us it is not required because we want to scan everything which is under this particular package. So again, this also looks good to me. Now is it working? Let's see. So let me go here, let me run it as a Spring Boot application, and yeah, still it is working fine, but still I'm not able to see the banner. The reason is still you are mixing the things, application context, this and that. Okay, so all these things are not required. Let's try to break it in step-by-step manner. Okay, so the number one thing which we want to break here, guys, is you see that till now we were getting the bean like this. Yeah, now tell me why we are getting the bean like this. Why don't we auto wire here directly? Okay, so if within this service IMPL I can auto wire repository IMPL, so why not to auto wire the class here itself directly, the owner service? That can be done, and that is going to be very easy. Yeah, the reason why we were not doing till now was because the bean demo was not created by Spring. Yeah, and we were creating it on our own, the demo. Yes, so that is the reason. But the moment you have making it as a Spring Boot application, so now you can directly get the benefits of auto wiring here also. So let's start doing the things. So here first of all we will say auto wired. So let's try to call it as this auto wired, this particular one, and beneath this let me say here private, and let me call it like this owner service. Yeah, so this is the one. Now since I'm giving the owner service here, I obviously don't need something like this. Okay, I basically don't need something like this. I can directly make usage of this particular owner service, guys. Yeah, so as you can see, now we are getting the error in this owner service. Now why we are getting the error in this owner service? Because you see, this is a static method and this is a non-static variable. Yeah, so what we can do is we can make a separate method here. So let's try to make a separate method, public void something like this, and let's call the method as run. Okay, I mean, this is your choice, you can call it as anything. Let me just call it as run as of now. Okay, so this is the method name, guys, and let me write it here. So what I'll do is I'll move this line from here to here. Yeah, that's a very simple thing. So run method I have moved here. That's good. Now if this is good, now you tell me what is the need of this particular one. You say I'm using this because I want to close it. Why you want to close it? Because you are saving it here. Why you are saving it here? Do you feel there is any requirement to save it in a variable? The answer is no. Now there is no requirement. Earlier we need to save it in a variable so that we can invoke the getBean method. Now there is no need to invoke this to save it in something like this context. So let remove this particular one, and then remove this particular one from here also. Okay, and now your application is going to look something like this. Yeah, so here you see Spring Boot application. Let's try to compare it with this one which was provided to us by default. So here with this, if you compare Spring Boot application, here also it is the same. Then you say this auto wired and everything, and here obviously that is not the case. Yeah, but here we were getting something like this. Okay, so what we will do is let me just copy this. Okay, and let me paste it here for a while. Okay, so just trust me, for some time I'm pasting it here. Now why this name was available there? Because it was the name of same class. So like here you see I was writing that okay, this is a configuration here, hence I was using demo here. That's the reason here also you need to use demo here. Now what is the purpose of this? So that it can give you the context. Now what is this run method doing? This is also giving you a configurable application context. So that is the point, guys. Try to understand. Whatever this line was doing, same job is now being done by this particular run method. This is also providing you that application context only, which is configurable application context. And since there is no need to save it anywhere, hence this is how the things are going to look like. So this is the point. Yeah, so you see step by step we have converted it, guys. Now let me try to run it again. So there we go, and okay, I started it with Java application. Yeah, but that's fine. Okay, so now you see when I have started it, I am getting this, or let me start it with this particular Spring Boot app so that you can see it in colors. Okay, so when I start with, you see we are getting this banner now, because now we are starting it in the right way. Right way to start always a Spring Boot application is to have this particular Spring application.run. Now you don't need to get that particular context with that particular way of new and application context and everything. Now this is a simple way. Why you are writing this demo here? The name of same class. Okay, so that is the demo here, guys. Yeah. Now this is the one here. So now you see we are getting this, and again these logs are getting printed. As of now we won't go into it. Yeah. Now you see we are getting these two lines. Why these two lines are getting printed? These two lines are getting printed because we are getting the beans here. So we are having the bean of this owner service IMPL and the repository. Now you will say that, okay, Abhishek, why this time the owner service IMPL got created first? Because you see that when I'm saying here a Spring Boot application, so what actually happens is it creates a bean for demo also. Now since it creates a bean for demo, that's why only it is able to auto wire it. Earlier we were not creating any bean of demo class, and hence we were not able to auto wire the service directly. If you remember, now we are creating a bean, so automatically this annotation creates a bean for demo also. Okay, since it is creating a bean, so hence it is auto wiring this first. Since it is auto wiring this first, so hence first it says service and then repository. So all those things are coming to you. But you will say, okay, that is fine, but we are not getting the output. So that is the trick, guys. Now since we are not getting the output, what can be the reason? Is my code running or not? How to test it? So let me do one thing. What I'll do is I'll just quickly write some sysout statement here. Okay, I mean there are many ways to check the things. You can debug, but I'm showing you one of the easiest ways. Okay, so what I generally do is I just put these statements like this. Okay, and now they will tell me where is my code stuck and what is actually going on in my code. So probably the ideal thing should be that first of all it should go to 1, then it should start, then it should say 2, then it should say 3, then find owner, and then say 4. Let's see what happens. So let me start it this way. So here first of all you see, first of all it says 1. So 1 got printed on the top. Then it said this particular thing, Spring application run and all these things. Now the moment this particular part got executed, all your banner and the initial in these logs got printed. So these logs got printed where it is saying that it has started the demo class with the help of Java 17. There is no active profile. This profile also I'll explain to you sometime in detail later on in the video, but not today. Then it scanned all those things and it created these beans, so that also got covered here. Then it says that it has started the application. So this line also comes there only, and then it is printing 2 for us. Okay, so 2 also got printed. That means the control didn't even came here, but I want to call it. Now you will say that, okay, if you want to call it, then you need to invoke this run method here. Now if I need to invoke the run method here, then the golden rule is that I need to get some object of it, because from a static method I cannot invoke a non-static method. Yeah, so I need an object. You will say, then how to get an object of demo? If you will say I will write it as new of demo, then you are creating the object manually. Okay, but you are using Spring Boot. If you will create manually, then you won't be able to do the auto wiring of all these things, owner service and everything. Okay, so now we are again stuck, guys. Getting my point? Because I want to invoke the run method, that can be done only with the help of demo object. And if I will create the demo object, then this won't be a Spring Boot application because I'm getting a bean of it. So I want to utilize it. So how to do? So now the trick is that in these kind of scenarios, what we do is we say that this is going to implement something like this, implements, and here we have something like runner. Okay, so this is the one, guys, command line runner. So you need to implement a command line runner. Yeah. Now when you are implementing this command line runner, so this is basically an interface. Since it is a functional interface, contains only one method, so you need to override this method. Yeah. Now this is the method which you need to override. Yes, currently it is not available here. So what I'll do is I'll come here and I will say something like source, and let's say here, or from here itself I can do. That's simple. So where it is, it's not showing me, guys. So I mean, that's bad here. Yeah, here it is, add unimplemented methods. So now it says me something like this. So that means that this run method I need to implement. I made this run method. So should I call this run method from this run method, or why not to simply write the things here? I mean, that is more simple, guys. Okay. So let's try to write it like this, guys. This is much more simpler here. Yeah, that I'm just saying run and it throws, and this is the way. If you wish, you can remove. I mean, that I hope you know why we can remove it from here. But this is the point, guys. Okay, after doing command line runner. Now let's again do. But you will say that again, we are not invoking this run method. So this run method, we are still not invoking, guys. Okay, but something still is going on here. Okay, so let me first execute. We will see whether it is working or not. Then I'll tell you what is going on here. Yeah, so this time if you see what happened, first of all, 1 got printed, which was mentioned here. Then everything started and everything, and it said it started. Okay, then after this, 2 didn't got printed. Post starting this, it directly printed you 3. Then after 3, it printed this particular line because it was because of the find owner. Then it said 4 because this method got over, and then the complete application got over, so it came back to 2. So this means somehow what happens is that after this run method is getting invoked, but these both run methods are not same. Then what is going on, guys? Let's try to dig deep into this. Okay, so we'll go here in the run method. Now this is something interesting which no one will show you. Okay, although you don't need to remember this, it is just to show you that okay, how this magic happens. So you invoke that run method, it goes here, then you go to this particular run method. Okay, and when you do this, then internally it is actually doing like this, new of Spring application, and there it is invoking this run method. Now see, what is this run method? This run method is taking string 3 dots arguments, and that is, I guess, something mentioned here, string 3 dots arguments. So internally this run method will invoke this run method only. Okay, so that is how the things are going to work, guys. Yeah, so this is going to be your way. Now you don't need these 1 2 3 4, although this is not a good practice to keep. Better you should debug, but that I will teach you in some other video, some other day. As of now, here let's enjoy our application. Let me just again run it from here. So you see my application is now running fine. I'm having a banner, this version is there, all these logs are there, my application has got started, and this line got printed here. This is one way of running. Let me show you one more way of running before you go. Till now we were seeing this boot dashboard, but I never used it. Let me today open it. Now here, if I click on this, you see I'm getting only 2 options. So I have created till now 8 demos, but only 2 are coming here. Tell me the reason why only 2 out of 8 are coming here. I hope you can see the reason here very clearly. The reason is it is a boot dashboard. Out of these 8 or these 9 applications, how many are boot applications? Only 2, 7 and 8, because boot is mentioned there. So you can also start from here. You click on this, and this is your start or restart button. This is your debug button. This is your stop button. So you click and you can start from there also. See, this way is also for starting. Okay, after starting it has stopped, so it is going to look like this. Same way, rest everything is same. So again, you have just one more way of starting your application, guys. Okay, so this is how the things are going to work. And now we have converted our simple Spring Boot application to a complex Spring Boot application. In the next video, we will learn many more things, but till then you need to try the things, you need to download the demo, you need to try, you need to test whether things are working fine or not, whether you are understanding the things or not. Comment something if you like, okay, so that I don't feel it is a one-to-one or it is just a one-sided scenario and we are interacting with each other. So let's see till how many subscribers we will reach by the next video. Thanks everyone.